Hey, it's me. Man, this video is gonna be, it's gonna be a raw one today. I don't know. Hi, my name is Cameron. I go by Cam the Stitcher here on Flosstube and over on Instagram. This is a channel about cross stitch. I promise you're not seeing like the beginnings of a, I don't know, a tape of a woman losing her mind. I'm filming a few days early because I'm actually, first of all, I woke up a little bit earlier than I usually did today, and I am going on a trip this weekend, which I am excited about, but there will be no time for stitching or filming or editing or uploading. So I'm doing it a little bit early today, and I think this is like really my only time to do it. So it's happening. I thought a video better than no video. I don't know. I don't have a lot to show you. I say that, who knows, whatever. Anyways, so I have some finishes. I have whips. I have a little bit of haul. I do have a few books at the end, at the very end. I say I wasn't motivated to stitch, but I did. I guess I got a little motivated somewhere because I actually have two finishes. Now, the first one, I did tell you guys, I hadn't shown this since I started it. And it was because it was kind of my travel project. So this is Closely Kept #1 by the Shaded Stitchery. This was my Stitch for Pride project and start for the month of February. So I did start that in February and I finally finished it this past weekend. It is not ironed, but it's so beautiful. Like, I'm in love with this color combo. Let's get a little bit, the light's better here. Okay, so I'm not stitching it anymore. I stitched this on some 16 count Aida that I had lying around, and I had actually dyed this with I think it was called like wine, the colored like wine Rit dye, and I dyed this like probably over a year ago, like when I first got into dyeing fabrics. And this was because I just wanted to like test it out and things. And so I just kind of had this scrap lying around. And so when I wanted to start this project, I was like, oh, this is perfect. And so I just stitched it with DMC, I want to say 816. I think it's either 814, 815, or 816. It's one of those like maroons, but I think it's the darkest one. So yeah, this was like a really soothing stitch. Like I said, like I would stitch on it in the car and things. And yeah, so my idea for it, for sure, I don't have it with me right now, but I have like a wooden like oval kind of thing, plaque that you would like put on the wall. And I painted it black with some like black chalk paint that I just got from like, I got both those things from just like Michael's. So yeah, so I think I want to do a flat finish on this, and then mount it on that. My next finish, I guess I can show you the pattern. So I did talk about this last time. I was stitching this with the called for threads because I'd kitted this up a long time ago, and I no longer use these threads, or I don't buy these threads anymore. So I was running out of the black thread here, and it's a very like particular variegated black thread that kind of pulls green. My beautiful friend Marjorie from Marjorie Made Stitches, she had a stash. A relative gave her a bunch of cross stitch stash, and she actually had a skein of this thread. So she sent that along with a book that was on my TBR list on Goodreads, which was very generous of her, and a little bookmark. And a lovely note. And anyways, she honestly, okay, she's the best. Also, she's so close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not checked out Marjorie Maid, please go over there and check her out. She is very much my vibe. Like, she stitches on beautiful things. She started the Love Bug stitch along that a lot of us are participating in. She started the Rip My Whip Sal that a lot of us are participating in. Some of us started that project and maybe haven't picked it up in a while, but yeah, she stitches on full coverage, she stitches on samplers, stitches on cutesy things, like all the things. So anyways, so she was very generous, sent me another skein. So I actually was pretty motivated. I wanted to get this done. My goal for March was to finish this. And so I let a lot of other goals slip this past month. So I was like, I can, at the very least, I can do this. So here is my finish of Beware of Cat by Birds of a Feather. This is stitched with the called for, and it is stitched on a 32 count, I think, Witchy linen, and I think the color was like Dirty or something like that. That was the name. So yeah, so there he is. Look at him. So I love black cats, Halloween black cats. I don't know. It's just such a classic Halloween, I don't know, image. So these glitters were fun to stitch. They're checkered, so that was interesting. And then I had to it does come with numbers, different numbers charted, because this was released in 2002, so it was 02 over here. So I did rechart it a bit. It was kind of hard because the 0 is smaller, so like the 0 was like perfectly under here, and then the other 2 is here, and so it was kind of hard to place the 23 there, but I think it looks fine. Like, I don't think it's perfectly lined up, but who cares? Because if you see, like, this is how this was charted, right? It's a little wonky, and I love wonky. So yeah, so this is done. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. I feel like this might fit in like a Mill Hill frame. I don't know. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy because it will be, I guess, technically like a Halloween decoration, but also like every day is Halloween for me, if we're being honest. I definitely want to stitch more like Halloween black cat patterns, because I love them. I have a Halloween cat on my arm. As you can see, it was like, I just like basically sent my tattoo artist a picture of like a old 1960s paper decoration of a Halloween cat, and he kind of took it and made it his own thing, and it's awesome, and it's one of my favorite tattoos. So those are my finishes. This one I actually did hit my goal on because I made it a little bit more realistic. So in March, my goal for this project, this is the Cryptid Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitchery. This was, I think, a 2021 project that I joined at the tail end of. And so this is a whip for me. I did finish the Supernatural Stitch Along, if you're wondering, and I showed that, I think, in my second video. So, but anyways, my goal for last time, and I'll show you where I was last time, I told you guys that I wanted to finish 3 cryptids in the month of March. When I showed it to you last, I had finished 1, and that was just like in one stitchy session. So I was like, okay, cool, like I can sit down for 2 more stitchy sessions and get 1 out, or get 2 more out. So that's what I did. So here it is, nice and wrinkled. So last time I guess in my whip parade, the only thing I had done was obviously the whole frame, and then I had Mothman, Nightcrawler, and the Jersey Devil done in my whip parade, I believe. And then the last time I showed it to you, I came over here and I finished the Enfield Horror And then after that, I went down and finished this Chupacabra, which is so cute. And then I came over here and I was like, let me continue with the green creatures. And I finished the Kraken. Kind of see there. There we go. So yeah. So my next whip that I worked on, I did not get that much progress on. That's okay. I pulled this out last week when I had like a really busy week, and yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. I'm really totally okay with being behind on this one. This is the Dark Queen of the Earth by Autumn Lane Stitchery. The new part was just released April 1st, and they gave her a face. There are 2 face options. I am probably going to do the second face option that's not quite done yet, so I'm in no way caught up anyways to be even making decisions at this point, so it's fine. So I'm cool with being behind, but anyways, this is where I'm at with her. So yeah, last time I showed it to you, I had pretty much all of that done. So what I worked on was this, and I did not get much done. I just really didn't, and that's okay. I think a lot of people have said this, burnt out on stitching branches. Okay guys, I'm about to be revived because I totally forgot that I worked on this, and I very much enjoyed it. So this was one of my Webco calls for March. Unfortunately, because I had such a crazy March that I really wish I had put this on my Webco board more than once, but is what it is. I don't know, we'll see. But this is Mary Morgan's by Fox and Rabbit. Oh, and she's so beautiful. And I showed her last time and I'd gotten a little bit done. And basically my goal for this was to get 1 page finish. I think I said in my last video there was 2 page finishes, and I was like, what was I on when I gave myself that goal? It was not. It was just 1 page finish, so I was being reasonable. And so I actually completed this goal and I feel really great about it. And I really want to finish this next year. I think it's doable. I'm now over 50% done with this. There you go. So, basically where I worked. Also, I have lots of things to say about this one. This is where I was working in. This is the page that I finished. So I finished that border up. I finished this motif up in these little birds. And then this was actually really fun to stitch. I love that color. It's like this almost orangey, but more of like a strawberry, like red color. It's so pretty. And then these little dogs and these weird stripy birds, and then this tiny little man. I don't know who he is and who told him he could come, but he's here. And then I actually kind of started on that second, this page right here, and I finished up this flower motif and started with this leaf that's gonna be that big rose in the middle. So I feel super flippin' fantastic about this. This is stitched on 40 count Zweigart linen in the color platinum. Sorry, someone's car alarm is going off, like very rudely. Not mine. Okay, cool, it stopped. So anyways, I'm very motivated to finish this in the year 2024. I would love to finish this sooner, but just I want to touch all of my whips this year, and I do have like different finishing goals, which I will actually get to later in plan. So this is definitely a finish for 2024 though. I have some hanging threads, as you can see. But I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So I got some comments And I don't have like the science behind it, and I probably should have done some research beforehand. But people ask me about some missing letters in this sampler. So this is a reproduction sampler that that Fox and Rabbit charted from a original sampler that Miss Mary Morgans herself stitched. And so I kept my alphabet as charted. So this is how the chart is. So if you can see, it is missing the Y at the end. And then nobody picked up on this, but it's also missing the I over here. So if you watch Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs, first of all, if you're not watching her, get on it. She's actually one of my favorite Flosstubers. I watch a lot of Flosstube, but she's actually one of my favorite, one of the first ones I found. And she quilts and she knits and she stitches and she makes, and she's fab. And she stitched Mary Morgan's last year. It was her birthday, stitch along. And she finished it. And she, I love her so much because she is not afraid to change colors. She calls it her Tiger Lily twist. Like, she likes to change things up, rechart as needed. Like, if she makes a mistake, there's no frogging. Like, she will make it work. She is also an Aida only stitcher, and she stitches like these beautiful reproduction samplers, these beautiful projects on hand-dyed Aida, and it looks amazing. And so anyways, very inspiring stuff. If you want to be inspired, go to her channel. But Carrie actually, she ended up recharting the alphabet, and she added the I and added the Y. And so if you're interested in seeing what it looks like with the actual full alphabet, go check out her channel. Again, she stitched this last year, so you'll be able to see it there. But she talks all about it, and I was also inspired by her because these last few groups of letters here, they were charted with like white on the outside, or some of them were. And so I ended up just changing the colors completely on these three groups of letters. I was cool with keeping the white in the middle, but the white on the outside, it just didn't pop off my fabric very well. And she actually struggled with the same thing. So I ended up just completely changing these letters. These are my Scooby-Doo letters, my Mystery Machine letters. I just liked this combo together, and same with this. So anyways, so that's what I did. But the reason why the letters are missing, and again, I'm not a historian, but from what I gathered, a lot of historical samplers that were stitched back in the day, a lot of women, mostly women, did not stitch the letters like J and I. Sometimes they would just skip it. This one does have the letter J. Okay guys, I just did a quick Google search. So it actually, I was right. The letter J often is missing. It is not missing in this one, but the letter J and U were not a part of their alphabets on their samplers, because they were not part of the early Latin alphabet. So the letter I was used for J and the letter V was used for U. My next whip that I worked on, this is a Webco Poll for April. My goal on this one is to reach 25% because this was a brand new start towards the end of last year. It was my Halloween start. So I did not have a lot done on this, but this is Black Cats and Spooky Bats by Parkhopper Bart, and I purchased this from evertotes.com, and I got the PDF, I got the Roxy Floss Co. floss, and I got a piece of 40 count linen in the color Peanut Brittle, which I believe is no longer available. So I'm so sorry, but it is gorgeous. So I actually cut the fabric finally, cause yeah, I got all the way, you'll see. So this is where it was last time. And this is where I'm at now. So I got pretty far. So as you could see, I had almost nothing in here, and I went ahead and went all the way across. So this is the whole width of the project, and got that little border done, which is so cute. And then I started on this bat border, as you can see. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah, so I think I have this slotted for like maybe 2 or 3 more days. I can definitely get it to 25%, and that hopefully I'll go a little bit over 25%. That would be rad. And yeah, it is a lot. This is a small project, especially I guess because I'm stitching on 40 count. It's a small project, but it is more stitching than I thought it was. So these are they're a mess, but these are the threads. So it's sage, which is this like beautiful grayish green, haystack, which is the gold, amethyst, it's the purple, and then vampish is this beautiful black that has a fuzz on it. So yeah, so you will definitely see this more this month, my next update, because yeah, I'm excited. And this is in one of the first project bags I ever made, with some good old fabric from Michaels. So my last whip, I wanted to have this part done by today, but again, like yesterday, yeah, the past 2 days at work have been crazy. And this is the Halloween wreath by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. You guys know I've been on top of like these updates and getting them done, and I will finish this today. But this is where I'm at. This is the new part. So where I was last time was literally like right here. I had finished this part with the witch, and you can see the rest of it there. You can check out my Instagram as well to, I update my progress there as well. So this bat is the cutest darn thing I've ever seen. It's a green bat, guys. It's green. And then this will be a broom, and then little candy corn, little pieces of candy here and there. So yeah, I will finish this today. I am over halfway complete with this part. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. It's really cute, and it's gonna be a really cute pillow and all of the things. Look, he's blushing. So yeah, that is what I'll be working on today. So as far as plans go, I'm gonna jump right into that before we get to haul. I'm going to finish the Halloween wreath today. I'm going to definitely get the Black Cat Spooky Bats back out later this month. And then today, after I finish the Halloween wreath, I am going to pull out one of my big Webco calls, which is There's a Priscilla Dawes by Hemlock and Rye Stitchery. Hemlock and Rye Stitchery is, the genius behind Hemlock and Rye Stitchery is Julie from Kansas City Girl in Colorado World. I started this last year in May, I want to say. Cause like when she came out with it, I was like, I need it. I'm stitching this on 32 count, just white linen, because I really wanted these colors to pop. And they do. So that's where I'm at. That's where you can see, I think I showed this in my whip parade. I have not worked on it since that. So no progress on it, but I just wanted to show you where I was at. So my goal for this for the year is to finish it. Now, if I finished it in the month of April, that would be fab, but I'm not, well, I'm not hopeful for that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm going to work on this definitely for several days this month. And then I'm going to pull it back out on its birthday, which I believe, like I said, it was May. I think it was May 1st, actually. So yeah, so I'm gonna pull it out. I'll work on it in April, and then I'll pull it out May 1st, and maybe I'll work on it for a couple of days if I'm close to a finish and just get it done. But yeah, I'm just stitching this with the Called For DMC, and I'm doing the bright version. So she does have two colorways on this. She charted it from the front and from the back. From the back, it is brighter. From the front, it is a little bit more prim, more aged look. So yeah, I'm really excited to finish this. So that is my plan for the rest of this week. And then I have two smaller Webco calls. I have two Webco boards. I have smalls and then my bigger projects. And then I guess we'll get into my purchases. I purchased Lola Crow Cross Stitch. They are doing a new stitch along. So this was their stitch along last year that I have right here. This is the Haunted Library stitch along, and I joined this on a whim. This was Lola Crow's first mystery sal that she did, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's one of my only like fully finished framed pieces. So, and it's, you know, it's quite big. I don't know if I can take it. I don't want to take it down. It's like I've got command strips going on. But this was it last year, and it was a very unique mystery sal. Like, basically the first part was this whole like staircase you've got going on here, and so she is coming out with a new one, and it starts April 14th. It is the Greenhouse Oddities mystery stitch along, and I'm so excited. I have the DMC for it already. I believe I will be stitching it on like a darker moody gray fabric. This was stitched on 28 count, so I want to keep it in the bigger, I want to keep it bigger. So I think I'm going to do 32 count this time. And I'm going to do 2 strands of DMC over 2, because I think I like that look with the Lola Crow design. So I think I'm probably the first one that's going to be talking about this of the girlies, but basically in the month of May, and I don't have a date yet. We haven't set a date yet, but in the month of May, me and my girly friends, we want to start a pattern by Carolyn Manning. Carolyn Manning makes like these beautiful full coveragey, like kaleidoscope type of, I don't know, geometric patterns. And so some of us are interested in doing that, and I know that first of all, it was enabled by Marjorie. So let's, again, like she's just, yeah, she has been an inspiration. Let's not say enabled. Let's say she inspired us to join her with that. So I picked out Tent Maker small, and this is the April small. So Carolyn Manning has a couple of these smalls, well, 12 of them, that were like, I think probably a monthly stitch along at some point. And I picked the April one. Originally it was because I thought we were gonna start it in April, but also the colors are just pretty on this one. Oh, I have not been keeping up with my Patreon charts, showing you guys that, but I'll pop a few up from the Witchy Stitcher. She did a whole month of smalls for March. And she had some really cute ones, which was really nice. So we got several patterns in the month of March. I'm telling you, if you're into her designs and you want like bang for your buck, I paid $5 a month for her, I think, or maybe $6, and it is worth it. Like, yeah, that's all I'll say. Same with Night Spirit Studio. They always put out a wonderful pattern each month, and so theirs, I think it was, their March pattern was the Widow Frog, which I will put here. Iconic, like seriously, I want to stitch that so bad. Let's see, the other purchase, okay, so Sewing Starfish, I have several of their patterns as PDFs in my collection, and they actually just came out with their third installment of like this series, and I have the other two already, and this is Virtual Voyager. It's so cute. I just love the like, it's very much they do a lot of like clowncore type of patterns, like video game, like retro sort of feel, but like also it's a little goth. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, yeah, it's like digital goth clowncore patterns. And that's, I don't know, I love it. So I purchased that. I also purchased this pattern a while ago. This is by Quotable Home. I saw it on Instagram somewhere, and I was like, I need that. I got it on Etsy. This is called Plus Size Behind, and I'll put a picture of, I think the picture that I saw on Instagram maybe up here somewhere. And I'm not even gonna say anything about it. I love the pattern, and yeah. So one day I will start that. I'm gonna pick like just scrap of fabric and choose a color and go for it. The other purchase I did, this was like last month at some point. This is the Haunted Carnival by Flossie Fox Shop. I love Flossie Fox Shop, and they're doing like a Farming Magic style this year, and my sister purchased it and she started part 1. She's a busy girl, so she, I don't think she's gotten past part 1, but anyway, so I had to purchase this Haunted Carnival because it's very much up my alley. And then I purchased Rise Up by Bad Stitch, and 100% of the proceeds went to a, I can't remember, but it was a charity that helped transgender lives, essentially. And so I went ahead and purchased that. I have already pulled some stash fabric. So this is just like 32 count Murano. That's like this almost like white gray. And then I had the perfect combo of color and cotton in stash already. So I'm gonna stitch it with that. I think that's literally smack. Like, if I pulled the DMC, I'm telling you, these would be very, very close. So yeah, so I purchased that. The Witchy Stitcher also just, I think, put out her April Patreon pattern, which is, I'll put it here. I think it's like this like marshmallow creature, which is really cute. So I think that's all for the Patreon stuff. And then I'll show you, I had one market purchase that trickled in from Top Knot Stitcher. This is Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais, which is not my usual type of pattern, but I actually like this, and obviously this Weeping Willow is everything. When I purchased it, I had talked about possibly like doing a complete color conversion and changing things up. Because blue's like not really my thing, and also bees are not my thing. Like this whole thing, I don't know. But the more I look at it, and the fabric that I got in from Bestitch Me, that I think I'm gonna stitch this on, I think I am gonna keep the blue. Now this calls for lots of floss that I don't stitch with, so I am subbing those out for color and cotton, like whatever things. And then also okay, I had been warned about this, but Brenda Gervais, love you girl, but guilty of using an over dyed thread for like 6 stitches. So I studied the pattern. I looked at all of the over dyed threads that I was going to sub out, and I looked at it, and it was like some of them were used in these bees on just the wings of the bees. Girl. So I actually went through that, and I just like X'd out the ones I'm just not going to use at all. So I don't need to sub those out. I don't need to color convert, just not using them. I think I'm definitely going to keep this mostly the same, but I am going to take out the bees and the little, whatever you call that. I'm going to put something there, but yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. I have already pulled some color and cotton because that's what I do when I get a chart. I'm like, all right, what can I sub out already? The Bestitch Me fabric of the month for March is called Ledger, and I get it in 40 count linen. And this is Ledger. It's so pretty. It's so cool. So I was like immediately like, yeah, I'm definitely putting that on that because of this blue that's coming through, like, and this has so many golds in it, like, anyways. So that's spoken for, essentially. But yeah, really pretty, into that. So last piece of haul. Because I am a patron of the Witchy Stitcher, I got the opportunity to purchase one of these kits, which was a collab between the Witchy Stitcher, Cottage Garden Threads, and Fox and Rabbit. So I got early access and I had to purchase because it's gorgeous and right up my alley and all the things. So first, she included really cute stickers, some Witchy Stitcher stickers, and this little thank you, and she said, Cameron, exclamation mark. And drew that. It's really cute. So anyways, that was really nice personal touch. And then let me show you the pattern. So it came in this really nice black envelope. This is called All Treats, No Tricks. And yeah, this is a kit. So as you can see, there's some variegated floss in there, and it is stitched on some beautiful gray linen. So the pattern is in this little envelope, which is really nice. Love that. And then this is the fabric. I have yet to like unpackage this because I'm telling you, all of this was packaged so nicely. Like unboxing this was amazing. It was such a treat. So this is the 32 count linen by Fox and Rabbit, and I think I could probably pull it out. I want to say it's probably like Fossil. Yes, sorry, it is not 32 count. It is 28 count Fossil by Fox and Rabbit. So let me, this is so cute. Oh, that is gorgeous. Okay, so I'm so excited to do that. And then threads, which I also have not unpackaged. So these are Cottage Garden threads, and it came with this really cute wooden thread keep. It says every day is Halloween on the front, and it is double-sided, and it says the Witchy Stitcher X Cottage Garden threads. So this is awesome. Cute sticker. Okay, so it comes with, this is a entire skein of black ichor, and it's definitely pulling, it's like a brown black for sure. It's really pretty. And then this is Witchy Night, which this is definitely variegated, so you can see this is like a purple and then gray we've got going on, a purpley gray variegation. Really dark, really pretty. And then we've got these mini skeins. So I don't know the colors of these off the top of my head. I'm sure they do have colors, but this orange, I love this too. Like, that's so pretty. Anyways, I'm excited. I'm gonna put those on my little thread keep today, keep that organized. And then also it came with a hair, no, that's mine, and a needle. So that is haul. I am thankful for everyone that watches my channel, and I'm thankful for I'm thankful for you sticking around and clicking on this and watching. If you got this far, congrats. I know my demeanor not as cheery today, but I'm doing my best, guys. So I'm gonna talk about books from here on. You will not miss any stitching stuff. Again, thank you so much for subscribing, liking, commenting. I see all of the comments. I try to reply to a lot. I at least like them. And yeah, oh, I also wanted to shout out, maybe, no, I want to shout her out. I think it's Cinematic Stitches on Instagram, and she just started a Flosstube. Yeah, go watch. Amazing, really great humor, like just very much up my alley. And I will link her down below. Please go watch her channel, subscribe. She's really awesome, has really fun hair and fun projects and a great attitude. And yeah, I love seeing people join Flosstube and like that are like stitching on different types of things and have different aesthetics and like all that. So anyways, I definitely wanted to give her a shout out. And yeah, so books. Bye, thank you for watching. I will talk to you later, okay? But if you're here for books, stay. I only have 4 to talk about. So the first one is, this was the one I just finished yesterday or the day before. This is Pretty Girls by someone I can't remember. I always have the picture of the book cover and the author up there. This was a long book. It was funny because I marked it as I was currently reading on Goodreads. If you're interested in following me on Goodreads, I'll have that linked below. But Marjorie had commented and she was like, girl, strap in. And I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. I got 13% into the book and I was like, oh, all right. I gave it 4 stars. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it needed to be as long as it was. It was an interesting story. Basically, the opening chapter, this woman is out with her husband at a bar. I think they were like getting drinks before dinner or something, and they just kind of start getting frisky, flirting with each other, and he's like, hey, let's go in the back alley. They start to, do some stuff in the alley, and they get interrupted by someone that is robbing them at knife point. And so what ends up happening, and again, this is not a spoiler because it's like within the first chapter, the premise of the story, but basically the husband gets stabbed to death and he dies in her arms. And so she is left with like, basically, what do I do? Her husband took care of everything for her. They were very well off. And so she is now trying to figure out what she is going to do. And going through his things, and his business partner is kind of acting weird and asking for things. The cops are asking her questions and she's like, and the FBI gets involved at some point. And so there is a lot going on. And she also talks a lot about her like strife with her family and things. And her family also went through a tragedy of their own when they, years back. And so it kind of goes through that and stuff, flashbacks and whatnot. It was interesting. I will say it was kind of repetitive at points, where it was like the main character was kind of like realizing things, and it was like, yeah, we got it. Like, we've discovered and we understand, and you've gone over this several times. There were also some parts that were like a little much. I'm gonna be honest, it's a very violent and disgusting premise for this book. So if you don't like reading about lots of things like that, then don't read this book. But it was interesting twists in it. I feel like all of the twists kind of happened, and then it was like I still had hours left in the book. It felt like that, and maybe it was just maybe it was the mood I was in, but I was just kind of like, I was kind of over it. I was ready for it to be done, but I still gave it 4 stars. Okay. I also read Local Woman Missing. This one was good. This one was good. So the opening chapter is basically like this girl is locked in a basement somewhere, and essentially she escapes out of this basement, but then you're left with like maybe her being reunited with her family and the trauma that this family is going through. And it kind of jumps through perspectives as well of like the family, the son in the family, the neighbor, the mom, and this child. And so it's really interesting how the story comes together, and the twist was really, really good at the end. And the ending was kind of like, I don't know, it was very heartwarming. It was a very tragic story, but it was a good ending. I really liked the ending. I was happy with it. I was not left like, it was a good length. I wasn't left like completely devastated or anything. Like it was good. So definitely, I gave that 5 stars. Definitely recommend reading that one. And it wasn't too graphic either. So not as graphic as Pretty Girls. The next one I read was Haunting of Hill House. This has been like on my list. Sorry, I got distracted. This has been on my list. I really enjoy the Netflix show Haunting of Hill House. So I was like, oh, like, let me read the book. So the show on Netflix has almost nothing to do with the book. I do see where they pulled inspiration and obviously like the general feeling of this place, Hill House, and they built upon that and whatever. But if you're interested, it's an interesting read. It was a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie, but there were some, I don't know, it was a good spooky read, I guess. I gave it probably, I think, like 4 stars or something. It was written, I think, in the 1950s or 1960s. And basically this like scientist guy, doctor, whatever you want to call him, he's interested in the paranormal and studying the paranormal. So he gets these people to come to this house with him and doing studies. And these people, they experience weird things in the house. And particularly one character, Eleanor, she is experiencing lots of things, and her like names written on the walls, and like she just feels this calling to the house. And so it was interesting. If you read it, may I suggest watching I think it's 1999 movie. It is called The Haunting, but it is The Haunting of Hill House. So it is based on the actual book. And it is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. And when I watched it, I realized that Scary Movie 2, if you ever watched those in the early 2000s, boy, have those aged well. Scary Movie 2, the whole premise and the setup of Scary Movie 2 is based off of this movie. It is so bad. The cast... Okay, I don't know her name, but the woman from The Conjuring, the first Conjuring movie, is in it, the mom. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, and Liam Neeson. That's all you need to know. Go watch it. It is absolutely horrible, but it is a fun watch. So yeah. And then the last book I'll talk about is Then She Was Gone. This book was heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie. I read a lot about people going missing these past few weeks. Basically, you follow this family, and particularly the main character, the mom of this girl that goes missing. She's just gone one day, and I think she was 15 or so. She was like middle teens or something. I can't remember. But she's basically reeling from this. It has been years since her daughter goes missing, and basically kind of closing that chapter in her life and trying to start to move on. She's like, divorced from that girl's dad, and she has this other daughter and a son, and kind of dealing with this broken family, but trying to still make it a family. And she starts dating, and it follows her story of coming to terms with this and maybe discovering some things about her daughter's disappearance, and the people that were involved and what actually happened to her daughter. And it was really good. I listened to the audiobook and it was like all British voices too, so that was fun for me. But yeah, it was a lot. Heartbreaking, but I gave it 5 stars. It was a good ending. Satisfying that they got answers that they needed, and there was kind of like a sunshine in the ending, a silver lining, let's say. So that is all the books I have for you today. Thank you guys for joining. It has been, I'm glad I got to come on here and talk to you guys for a little bit, but I am going to say goodbye. I will see you hopefully in 2 weeks. And yeah, if you have any questions, or you just want to comment down below, please do. If you have any Flosstuber suggestions, I feel like I've been like watching a lot of new Flosstubers, but if you know of anybody, please comment down below. Also, again, go give my girl Marjorie some love. She is really close to 1,000 subscribers, and she deserves it because she's amazing. Yeah, I think that's it. So goodbye, enjoy, have a day. Hopefully work is not as stressful for you. And if you don't have a job, love that for you. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.